What is up, guys? I am back with another video, and today we're checking out the Sail Video Systems third-person mount. So this is a body mount which allows you to put the camera behind you to shoot a kind of epic-looking video game style third-person view. So we'll talk briefly about how it works in theory, some of the pros and cons, and then I will conclude with my final thoughts on it. So basically, it's a mount, and it comes with a nice big acrylic backplate with a quick release mechanism built into it where the arm goes. The arm is this metal arm, which is extendable and readjustable, so you can change the angle. You can either have it directly behind you, off to one side, shooting over a shoulder, up to you how that works. You can adjust the head. Then it comes with a ball head here, which one of my big complaints about this mount is this ball head. If you're gonna use a GoPro camera, what they say on their website is use a handlebar mount. I would probably do that. This ball mount is not very good. If you're gonna get the pro model of this, definitely upgrade to the Manfrotto ball head. That's an optional extra, as it would be much better than this. This, kind of regardless of how tight you make it, still slips, and it just kind of has this wing nut to tighten it, and it does feel like a pretty janky solution. So not a huge fan of that ball head, but again, just a handlebar mount onto here is what they recommend on the website, and I would probably recommend that too, because this was not a very elegant solution. You can adjust the angle it comes off the back plate at with this really big bolt, which slides out, and then you can make it come straight off your back, whatever you want there. Lots and lots of kind of flexibility in what side it goes to, whether you're having the left or the right side. All of that's adjusted by this point. So you get this bar, it slides into the back plate, whatever angle you want. You slide the locking mechanism in to lock it in place, and that connection is very secure. Very little movement between the acrylic plate and the mount itself. Then you just take the mount and strap it on. It's a big Velcro slide here that goes over. Then there's two big bungee straps. You put these on here. I've been tending to do this with the Velcro straps. And then there's two final cloth straps, so that gives a little bit of absorption, and you can kind of move with it. And then finally there's a buckle strap to snug it right up. And there it is attached. You can see the camera's off to the side there. It does get a very nice third-person shot of whatever you're shooting. That's how the mount works. So in practice, is this cool? Is it useful? Is it a shot that you're really going to use? Is this mount something that everyone should have? Is it the next thing in mounting? Is it something everyone's going to be using? Well, it's a mixed bag. The angle you get with it is really cool, and as long as the footage is smooth, it does look like a pretty interesting shot. Now, the problem with it is, of course, that you've got this bar hanging off your back, and the slightest movement kind of tends to send it flying. Walking with it isn't great. I tried some walking shots. I took it hiking down on the beach. You can see it's looking over my shoulder walking, and it played back at normal speed. It doesn't look very smooth. That camera's swaying all over the place, and it leads to a very, very shaky looking shot. Still frames from this footage do look great, and it's a very cool shot to get still frames from, but in terms of actual usable video footage, not that useful. I also tried it sailing. Again, as long as I was stationary in what I was doing, the footage looks cool, the angle is neat, but as soon as I add some movement to the shot, I start pumping or moving around in the boat, that footage becomes very shaky, and that camera starts to all over the place. Also, finally, my last test shot for this that I used it for was actually when I had my Phantom out. I used it just to shoot what I was doing, and that's actually a pretty cool shot because I'm stationary and basically everything I'm doing is stationary, but it is still a cool angle to get. You can have stuff in front of you, and as long as you're stationary and not moving too much, the camera stays pretty stationary again. So in conclusion, in my experience, it was good for sports that were smooth. If it was smooth without any kind of impact, even standing up and sitting down or walking can be considered impact, the footage you get is really cool and it looks great. It's recommended, this model, at least this is their first generation model, they say it's for surfing and skiing. Skiing would scare me a little bit. I think this is going to bounce all over the place. Surfing, again, if you watch any of the sample video on their website of surfing, what you notice with it is all of it is slowed down. They do this so that it looks more smooth. So if you're going to be shooting with this, I recommend shooting a high frame rate and slowing it down a lot. Skiing is probably going to bounce a fair bit as well, especially if you're off, if you're in the moguls or you're on even hard pack, it's probably going to bounce around a lot. Maybe if you're skiing big open powder runs where you're not kind of getting jarred around, it would look absolutely amazing. So it's really a limited use case where this mount is going to create epic shots, but when it does, I think it is going to create some very amazing shots. And it does look like it is a neat angle you can't get in many other ways. So that brings us down to the actual conclusion. Who's this for? What's it for? What's the point? And it's a bit of a hard one. I don't think it's for everyone. It's definitely not for everyone. It's something that has a very limited use case, and it does become quite bulky to move around. When I took this hiking, I had to strap the bar to the outside of my backpack. I'm using a Kind Quest camera bag, and even just the bar itself is quite large and doesn't fit inside backpacks. The mount is bulky. It's not huge, it's not heavy, but that acrylic plate isn't really small, and you're not going to hike with this full time. It is kind of weird on your back, and once you start walking with it, you definitely notice it there waving around. So it's not something that I'm necessarily going to want to take with me and use all day. So it's not for everyone. It's not even for most people. It's for a few people who see that third-person shot as something they desperately need to include in their edit. And it's for professionals who want to be able to go out and they know they want that third-person shot of someone standing somewhere and they know they want to get it. So that was it. It's a really cool mount. It's a cool idea, and the shots, when they work out, look cool, but it's bulky, it's awkward, it's just kind of not something which is going to enhance your user experience of your GoPro camera. Yes, the shots you get from it can be really cool, but overall, it's not something that's going to want to make you use your GoPro more. So it's a cool mount, it creates cool shots, and that's about the end of it. Guys, this is another video. I'm Kyle. If you've enjoyed it, please make sure you like and subscribe. Until next time, thank you very much for watching.